Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I'm going to be doing a reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for your cross watchers. Also for those of us who find ourselves on this channel, not knowing why. You're probably an empath and you're probably needing messages from your soul. All right, guys. So let us get started. I was like, what is this reading going to be about? Discovering how beautiful we see you. Okay. Okay. Someone's seeing you in some kind of way. They're liking it. They are liking it. I kind of get this sense that someone's watching you. And they've been watching you. It doesn't feel malicious. It feels like you make them super curious. I don't know if this is someone that you know, but you make them super curious because of the way your mind works. Like the way they see you, it's been shifting so much within them. I'm almost wondering if they're trying to find the courage to like reach out. Let's see. Let's see what this is. Okay. Let's just see. I'm trying to bring readings back to the basics. They've been intense for the past couple days, like super intense. And I kind of just need some break from the intensity. It's too much for me sometimes, you know? I need a break from intensity. I want to keep this lighthearted. I want this to be something nice. Let me turn this off. All right. No boundaries. Yikes. 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 Um, and maybe it's this thing of like they don't know where the boundary is. Not necessarily that they don't respect your boundaries, but that they don't know where that boundary line is. They don't know if it would be okay to reach out. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know. Oh, you gotta let people know, baby boo. You gotta let people know, like, I don't know. Maybe there's this part of you that it feels like it would be okay to reach out. And then there's this other part of you that it feels like you might, I don't know, like disembowel them or something. There's fear surrounding you. Like, they don't know how you're gonna react. That's a weird sense. That's a really, really weird sense. They don't know how you're going to react. Responsibility in reverse. I'm starting to get a sinking feeling, you guys. I'm starting to get a sinking feeling. Um, I'm wondering if this is a message for you regarding, not taking responsibility maybe for how you close yourself off. I'm wondering if this has to do with people who are actually single and looking for that connection, that connectivity. Have you closed yourself off connecting with people because of um previous relationship traumas, um if you're going to close yourself off and you don't take responsibility for that, and then you allow yourself to get all like um upset about, like, there's no one, why am I alone, and kind of sometimes we feel that way. um some people have been single for a little bit, for a decent amount of time. You've been working on yourself. You've been really, really allowing yourself to dive deep into your truth and, be more vulnerable, more honest with yourself of where you're at. And maybe you're at a point where it's like, well, what the heck? I'm not a bad person. I'm actually a really good catch. Like, what's going on? And if you've been working on that, there's a likelihood that you've also walled yourself off so that you could work on that without being interrupted. So it might have to do with that. I don't know. Alchemist, it's time for you to shift things within yourself. You know what I mean? It's time for you to allow yourself to really, really just blossom. Um, mm, I don't know. I don't know. It's like Pisceans and empaths have this way about them. Okay. In case you're not aware, let me just tell you. We have a way about ourselves where people receive our presence in a way that is so deep that can, it can be seen as like the deepest type of friendship potential. It can be seen as the most profound type of relationship potential. It can be seen as like, and some people are just drawn to you because it's this thing of like, you're just really, really attractive to them. It might not even be your face or your body. It's like your energy. Piscean and empath energy is extremely addictive to people. That's what I'm seeing. I've been seeing that for a long time where something, especially Piscean, people just get addicted to you. They don't know what to do. It makes them go goo goo gaga over you. And again, it doesn't always have anything to do with the face or the body. Oftentimes, it's like who you are inside, how sweet you actually are. Now, okay, for the crybabies of the world, I feel my salt rising. For the crybabies of the world, yes, there are empaths and Pisceans who can be toxic. That's for every group, including your crybaby ass group that feels like you got a vendetta against Pisces. Get in line. Lots of people got vendetta against Pisces for breathing. Please. Just saying, had to stick up for my fish babies. I just had to stick up for my fish babies for a second, okay? So be the alchemist. Okay. Be the alchemist. Shift things around within yourself. Allow yourself to enter into a different place of perception for your life. Summer's upside down. Summer's done. Whatever happened in summer, you need to let that go. That's the feel that I get. I feel like the message for that, something happened in summer, maybe a disappointment, maybe a trauma. It has to just be let go of. It does. You can't keep holding on to that. You can't keep allowing yourself to shy away from other people and projects and subject matter, really. When a Piscean gets hurt, I'm sorry, guys. This is just really irking me. What is up with you? You look like you got pasted down. Was it because I touched you? Okay, let's fix you again. What the fuck's wrong with you? Now you're looking. Why'd you touch it? Why you touch it? I should have just left that shit alone. Let me just. God, why you touch that kind of stuff? Now you're gonna be staring at it through the whole freaking live stream. I can't focus if my eyebrow looks like this. Just like, okay, all right, okay, let's just do this. Focus, damn it, woman. Okay, let's just do this. This eyebrow's banging. This one, I would. What? Were you? Stop. Focus. 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 Okay. Stop. Stop. Should I put my glasses on? Will I cover it better? I can't see far without my glasses. Then I can't see close with the glasses on. I'm having a life issue right now. Let me just stop. Okay. Power. Reclaim your power. Allow yourself to pull that back and use it with intent. Not to like control other people, not to get your way, but to really, really grow yourself, to really, really channel that energy to the places where you need to grow more. Oh, this man is so supportive. He's just like, I love you. This is cuter. Okay. Now we really, okay. We tilt it like that. Oh, but I gotta open this because now I'm gonna be hot. I gotta take off one sock too. Okay, we're ready. Taking that power back. There's a power dynamic that was established within you. And this power dynamic has largely given your power away to other people. And you have to stop doing that. You have to. You have to. You have to. There's no other way around it. Or when you recognize yourself being excessively nice. No, I lost some of my voice there. When you notice yourself being excessively available, excessively accommodating, it's okay to be nice. It's okay to be available. It's okay to be accommodating. It's not okay to be excessive about it. Okay. Anything in excess should really be toned down. Not because you have to live a vanilla lifestyle, but because you want to stay balanced. And the further you go to one end of the spectrum, the harder it's going to be to return back to center without passing center. Okay. All right. Ooh, you're not an initiate. This is not an initiation. Like, you've been doing this your whole life. You got this. You're an expert for your life and you need to start acting like it. You need to start considering yourself as like the expert of your life. Now, even with experts, they will have conversations with other people and get input from others to give them a more rounded view of whatever they're an expert at. But yeah, no, they know what's going on. Okay. They're very, very well versed in whatever they're an expert in. Oh, see, look, wasn't I just saying this? Balance is in reverse. That's why you're having such a hard time balancing. Like I said, the further you go towards one end of the spectrum, it doesn't matter if it's the left, the right, light, the dark, it doesn't matter. The further you go towards one end of the spectrum, the harder it will be to return to center without passing center and swinging to the other end of the spectrum. And then we wonder why we teeter tottering because just sit in the middle. It's okay for you to feel. It really is. You don't have to be non-feeling and you don't have to be overly emotional. That's what the world wants of you. F that. Escaroo. That. In the words of the genius Mariah Carey, excuse me, let me call you a valet. Okay, call them a valet. Excuse me. Let me call you a valet. Like, they need to get the F out of here with that. You don't have to be all or nothing. Just because you're a multi-dimensional. Let me emphasize that. Like, you're not normal, baby boo. You're not normal. You're not going to fit in the boxes. You probably hear ringing in your ears. You probably see flashes of light in your periphery. You're not normal. It's okay. It's okay. That's what the world needs because normal has caused us to suffer for so many generations. We need more people who are not normal because normal equates suffering internally as well as externally. It's going to be okay. Let your not normal flag, like, put it all the way up. All the way up. Don't do only the half mast thing. Put it all the way up. Do some weather bending, bring in some wind, this vocalization of internal things, and allow that wind to lift that flag even higher. You don't want to lip noodle, do you? You know, if you don't speak your truth, it's like that flag on a windless night, a breezeless night. It just droops. It droops. Drooping is not necessarily bad. My boobs droop. That's okay. I'm at an age where they're supposed to. At the age that I'm at, even A cups kind of droop. That's normal. And it's okay to be that type of normal, not the normal where you feel like you need to have 18-year-old boobs for the rest of your life. But if you like that, that's normal too. Do you understand the point I'm making? You're deciding what's normal. You. No one else. Just you. Whatever your normal is, that's what your normal is. My normal is magical AF. I mean, that's just my normal. It's just my normal. I laugh at, and then I get intense, sometimes inappropriate times, and that's my norm. What? That's my norm. That's just my norm. So whatever you decide to be your norm, that's what's gonna be your norm. And whatever you accept about yourself, that will help to facilitate other people's acceptance of you. If you had asked me several years ago if people would be okay with me being the way I am, which is what you see on live streams, if I'm very, very comfortable with you. If I'm very, very comfortable with you, then yeah, it's like what you see on live streams. But if I'm not comfortable with you, then no. Very much no. You're not safe. Like my child said once, I'm not an animal, I don't perform. He told my aunt, I was just, you know, I just, you don't have to perform for people. There is someone out there that is just seeing you and absolutely, like, unequivocally, irrevocably in love with what they see. And I almost wonder if they wonder why you don't see it as well. Like, it's so obvious to them how beautiful you actually are, and I guess in some ways they feel like you are playing small, and they don't understand how you don't understand how not small you actually are. Well, maybe they need to message you is what it is. That's their cue to message you. I don't know if they know how to message you. Well, if they want to reach out, they need to figure that out, don't they? Right? There's nothing you need to do, Pisces and empaths. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to make yourself more available. You don't have to go to certain places, burn certain smudge, or do rituals or anything like that. You need to just keep being the magical unicorn that you are. Everywhere you go, you're a unicorn. You don't notice people stop and stare? Even for a moment, they stop and stare. As though, it's this thing of like they recognize the moment your energy enters the room, enters the building, and they stop and they stare, even for just a second, and then they go back to what they're doing. That's how powerful your energy is. It affects the entire vibe of the room, the whole room. I'm not saying this to fluff your ego. I'm saying this because it's the truth. Use that type of power responsibly. Use it with intent. And I think for many empaths, it's like we're confusing this accommodating with actual intent to soothe. Soothing the lost and those who perceive themselves to be broken is not the same as accommodating their sense of inadequacy. That creates a trauma bond and it creates a lot of toxicity between the two of you. But when you can just be who you are and that frees people to be who they are, that's such a beautiful, intentional use of your personal power. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I mean, just use it with intention, not to hurt people, not to manipulate people. That whole emotional manipulation thing that Pisceans get accused of often, it's usually not even malicious. It's usually coming from a place of insecurity where you feel like if you don't make yourself that available or overgive and or are over nice and, you know, yeah, then you won't have a place in their life. That comes from a place of insecurity. I'm not trying to make excuses for you. I'm trying to help you understand why you sometimes do what you do. And when you begin to understand yourself, you can begin to formulate the plan or find the pathway to exit that way of being. Okay. You don't have to continue to play that role of, well, people think I'm manipulative, so let me just be manipulative. No, there's other people out there that think you're beautiful too. They think you're beautiful. You inspire them. You make them feel alive. You make them feel powerful just by witnessing you. You make them feel all sorts of different things that other people can't make them feel because they know when it comes from you, it's actually genuine. It's genuine. And to have a genuine person in your midst in a world that's just so devoid of compassion, devoid of concern for others, devoid of truth. You're literally like a unicorn in a dark forest. There's this movie by with God, it's from the 80s. I forget the name of it, but it had Tom Cruise in it and it had the unicorn in that. And like, how did that unicorn get into harm's way? Because an insecure girl touched it. And as it touched the unicorn, in came the trolls and whatever other demonics, and they cut the unicorn's horn off. And then all the darkness descended onto the land. Legend. You remember that movie too? I was like, this bitch. Why you gotta touch everything? It's a unicorn. Just look. You don't gotta touch. And it's like we don't have to sit in that space of just because there's purity of intent mixed with that insecurity that we have to allow our unicorn to be touched. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to go through that. You just don't. Y'all should watch that movie. It's like a 80s movie. And I used to just be like, this girl, this girl had to touch everything. See, touching everything. That's why. That's why. Oh, manifestation. So you're manifesting for yourself exactly what it is that you need. Be careful of what you manifest. Just be very, very careful. Whatever you believe in strongly, whatever you're most afraid of, that has an easier time to manifest than the positive things because of the fact that you don't believe the positivity can come to you. It's just, it's like nothing good ever happens to me. What do you define as good? What qualifies an event or an experience as a good one? Are you basing it off of romanticized ideas that you've seen in movies where the guy will show up with like these flowers and sweep you off your feet? Like, I'm so not that girl. I'm so not that girl. I'm not. I'm not. To me, the definition of goodness is what feels good. There's no predetermined thing. It just, if it feels good in the moment and it feels peaceful, it feels like it's amplifying the happiness factor, then that's a good moment. That's a good moment. A lot of my good moments happen during really bad times. Why is that? Is it because I have an amazing support system, which I do? Is it because I have amazing friends, which I do? Is it because like everybody worships Emmy? No, no. It's because I look for the happiness, the reasons to be happy during the moments where there's the least amount of happiness present. Don't you look for food when you're hungry? Don't you look for food when you're hungry? I mean, have you ever eaten a full meal and you're so stuffed and then you're gonna look for a restaurant? You're gonna look for food then? Why don't we do this with happiness, with joy, with peace? It's when we need these things the most that we are the least likely to look for them or create them for ourselves. It's not anyone's job to make you happy. It's not even my husband's job to make me happy. That's an internal job. That's a solo job. There's nothing he can do to make me happy if I'm hell bent on being sad, on being miserable. There's nothing he can do no matter how hard he tries. And I can sit there and be this person who feels like, well, you're not making me happy. No, you're just a miserable person. Am I? I'm not usually miserable. But when I get into those phases, it's like, I find myself sometimes I'll try and look for reasons why my husband's making me upset. And it's like, girl, you are the issue. He's not the issue. You're the issue. Knock that shit off. And that's what I tell myself. Like, knock that shit off. You're the issue. He's not the issue. He's minding his own damn business over there. Because I'm like, he's always looking at his phone. Girl, he trying to mind his own business. He sees you stewing over here, bubbling yourself. And, we're just gonna leave that alone. Just gonna leave that alone. It's my job to make myself happy. No one else's. No one else's. Yeah, there are people who exist who are watching you and just wishing they could have the opportunity to do this for you. Mm. I mean, and how many people be in love with you? There's someone wishing that they could literally be the one to make you smile. Excuse me, that made me burp. Excuse me. What are you going to do with that information? I mean, if you're single, there might be some good stuff headed your way. If you're not single, there might be some realizations of how blessed you actually are in the relationship that you're in. And maybe for some who are in relationships, there might be this realization that you shouldn't be in it. And that's the first step in setting yourself free. The realization of how the relationship has actually been going, the truth of it, the reality of it. And you just have to make sure that you're open to receiving the beauty of life. Okay? Just you're open. You got to make sure you heal yourself. Save your energy to heal yourself. Just stop giving it all away. There's someone for some of you that are waiting to cross paths with you, I guess in a more official way, or maybe reconnect. And that's not going to go into this happy place that it can go into if you don't do your part to heal yourself and shift your perception during this period. This is a really, really beautiful period. We're leading up to that 11/11 portal. And with that, the abundance. Oh, the abundance. I'm not just talking about money, guys. It's not always just about money. Like, there's abundance in everything. Okay. There's abundance in caca situations, an abundance of caca. There's abundance of fear in nightmares. Abundance can take so many forms. If you begin to consciously choose how that abundance will manifest for you, you'll begin to consciously understand how powerful you actually are. You won't have to go through these things where, like, oh my God, was that just a coincidence? No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It wasn't just a coincidence. There's been so many times where my soul has guided me weeks in advance to make certain types of decisions and preparations, only for the event that all of these things are going to happen at. It all leads to the same thing, the crossing of paths. I'm just a ninja, though. In that sense, I'm a ninja. Usually I'm a samurai, but in that sense, I'm a ninja. The paths that cross, they never really see that I'm actually there in the same physical vicinity. Because I want you to know, we cloak the car. We're cloaking the car. We're cloaking me and we're cloaking the car. Double stack the cloak. Everything that you're going through, your soul is deciding these things and encouraging you to select certain options. that lead you towards certain experiences. And maybe I'm not ready to interact with specific people in real life in person. And maybe that's why, like, whenever the paths actually cross, for certain people, like, I'm able to evade their actual knowledge of me being there for like the few seconds that I'm there. Um, but see, that's a thing. That's a very Piscean thing to do, a very empath thing to do. Our avoidance game is strong. And it's not to say that you should never cultivate that avoidance game. It's to say that you should responsibly use it. Like, why do you keep avoiding things? What are you avoiding? Avoid the drama, not the blessings. It's okay for you to use that avoidance to avoid the drama, the unnecessary. It's not okay when you use that elevated avoidance game, that highly developed MVP avoidance player of the year, um, to avoid what's right for you, the experiences, the connections. And no one really knows what's right for you, right? I found, like, for me, and I know I'm very much like many of you, um, I like to consciously avoid the things that are difficult, things that I don't think I can control the outcome. I have control issues still. For the most part, I don't control anyone else. My control issues are now strictly just within myself, like, whew, am I doing this because I can't control how this might turn out? Because I know that maybe certain people that are involved in the situation, like, I can't predict how they will act and how that interaction will affect me and how I will react. And it's not always a negative thing, right? It's not always a negative thing. Like, I've had someone who's been like a really, really good friend for a really, really long time, and for the first, like, couple of years, I basically avoided them. I avoided them because it's scary to know, like, there's this, communication between the souls, and they feel like home, and then it's this, like, "Okay, but then what if they leave? What if they think you're annoying and they leave?" And I mean, can you deal with that? And so for a couple years, it was just like, keep them at an arm's length. Keep them a whole arm distance away. And they never did anything to cause me to wonder any of these things. These were my insecurities, and I had to avoid that because I couldn't control the outcome. And I mean, it turns out they're amazing. And there was nothing ever really to be afraid of. And it's okay though, because I'm realizing the people who I do this with tend to be the people who are so worth it. They're so worth it. It's the people that I connect with quickly, and like, we're BFFs right from the first start, and those are usually, not always, okay, not always, but those are usually the people who end up like, whew, that's the one I should have avoided. That's the one I should have avoided, why do I do this? Because I need to learn. I don't need to attack myself. You don't need to attack yourself. Everyone's going through their own process of learning. It's beautiful. There's someone who sees you in your process of blossoming and becoming, and it makes them fall deeper in love with you, seeing you go through the things that you go through and still remaining such a beautiful, delicate flower. It's almost like they see you as this delicate flower. Yes, you're equipped with thorns, but the thorns are none of their concern because they have no intention of mishandling you. They have no intention of cutting you down, of stripping your leaves to fit you in a vase so that you can expire more quickly. They're just in love with you. Might be a friend, it might be family, it might be someone who wishes so badly to just be able to, like, be a part of whatever you are or whatever you're going through. Maybe there's no pretense at this point. If it's someone that you are reconnecting with, um, maybe before they had like this specific intention, this specific perception of how it's supposed to play out, and maybe you've been in separation. Wait a minute. I know I'm cheating. Be quiet, Michael. I just want to make sure I'm not being set up for stuff. Okay. We're safe. We're safe. But they're falling in love with you. If they've been in love with you before, they might be falling in love with you further. I don't feel like this is someone you've been in a relationship with before. So she knows. We see each other, Sochi. We know what's going on. Sochi knows. She understands. She understands I was avoiding the assignment. Okay. Oh, see, no homecoming. No homecoming. There is still stuff that needs to be addressed within yourself. The depth of connectivity that you're seeking, it cannot be reestablished so long as there's rocks left in your bag, right? That heaviness that needs to be cleared out. Ethos, it's a belief structure. I think, like, for you and this person, you guys have basically the same beliefs. Like, eventually the paths will cross again. It might be someone you've never even met, to be honest. Hmm. I- Causing third eye drainage. Magic. There's a lot of magic in the air lately. A lot of magic. Ooh. It's the sense that everything about you is magical to this person. Um, Again, I don't know if you know them. I don't know if you know who they are. I don't I don't get a sense that you've been in a relationship with them before. So everyone who wants to crucify me for like, I don't want them back. Are you sure? Because why are they popping in your head? I don't feel like this is someone you've been in a relationship with. Like, try that sometime. When you watch the readings, like, if you just jump to the conclusion that it's about your ex, like, put that aside. Forget that they exist for a moment. Okay. Oftentimes, when that's what happens, you're kind of obsessed with a person, probably because they hurt you. But set that aside for a moment and see how the reading could actually be about so many different people in your life. It might even be a reading for someone not necessarily for you, but you're the messenger delivering messages from their soul to them by forwarding them the video. You know what I'm saying? So don't be so quick to think that it's an ex. I'm over here like exes are history. I'm not friends with any of my exes. We don't chit chat. I commend those who can do that. Good for you. That's amazing. I don't keep in touch with exes. Like, you're part of the history. There's no reason for you to come into the future. None of the readings do I ever feel are about exes for me personally. And that says a lot about where my mindset is. When you put something behind you, the readings don't reflect that history. The readings are oftentimes what you are going through in this moment. And if every single reading is about the ex, because you're still going through it, you haven't let it go. And people, y'all can say whatever you want about you've done the work, maybe logical work, but not emotional. Those are two types of intelligences. They are not connected to each other sometimes. Just because you develop that logical intelligence does not mean you've developed any progress in the emotional. And that's okay. It's not that you're way behind. I want to make sure you guys know that it has nothing to do with being behind head about recognizing where you're actually at so you can make conscious decisions for what you want to do, who you want to interact with, who you want to finally get permission to interact with you. So you have to set the intention. Okay. You have to set the intention. I'm going to reiterate, this does not feel like it's someone that you've been in a relationship with. Okay. If you are still talking about the ex because the ex hasn't let you go, it's mutual. It's mutual. That's a mutual thing. If you're still talking about, well, I need closure. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't. You don't. Closure is another way to hang on, to hold on. You don't need closure. So if we want to make this about twin flames, um, for the person I suspect is my counterpart, we just stopped conversation one day. There was no necessarily drama or anything. There was no obvious issue. There was no explanation. There was no cussing anyone out. It was just like, I'm good off. I'm good off social media. I'm just good off social media. And that's that. Did I need closure? No, I just needed to accept like there was no conversation. Well, I initiated that. I initiated that. That's fine. There's no conversation. Does there need to be conversation? No. The paths diverged. It's time to keep moving. And that's just that. It's time to keep moving. There's no, oh, why wasn't I enough? How come? No, I mean, I don't know why things happen the way they do, but I got to keep moving. I got places to be and things to do in my life, and I just need to keep moving. I just need to keep moving. Some might say it's a trauma response. For me personally, I'm about efficiency. And if I can't figure something out, I'm not going to stay on that problem and risk failing the entire test. I'm going to move on to the other questions. And if I have time, when I'm done with all the other questions on that test of life, I'll revisit it. I'll revisit it if I have time. I'm not going to waste it. I'm not going to waste my entire life. How come I wasn't enough to be their best friend? Well, girl, maybe they don't need friends like you. You kind of intense, and then you kind of just disappear. You don't always return text messages. You don't always answer phone calls. Like, maybe they don't have friends like that. Who knows? Who knows? But are you going to stop your entire life to get that answer? What if it's question number 4 on a 200 question test? Question number 4, you're going to fail everything else. If we are able to put everything, our emotions, our thoughts, our traumas in boxes and put them in a shelf, because we do that a lot. Let's be honest, we do that a lot. Then you need to put this in a box, put it in the shelf, on the shelf. My Filipino's coming out. That's fine. Put it on the shelf. Open the lights. Close the lights. I'm sorry. Yeah. We don't say turn on or turn off. We're like, open the lights, close the lights. I do that sometimes. That's fine. Can you use your trauma responses to help you move forward versus just crippling you? Because a very common trauma response is putting things in boxes and stuffing them down. You can't do that for everything in your life, but when things are keeping you stuck, like, do yourself a favor. Do that for that thing. Just put it in a box. You will get back to it. You're good at doing that. You're good at avoidance. Put it in a box. You'll get back to it. Don't worry. You won't forget about it. Trust me. I know. That's going to pop up again in your life. You're not going to be able to control that. That's going to pop up again in your life. So don't worry. Don't worry. Hopefully, when it pops up again, you'll be ready. You'll finally be ready. So winter's upside down. You haven't dedicated yourself to yourself enough yet. So until you're able to do that, your whole winter is going to be upside down. It's going to be upside down, and there's not much you can do about that unless you choose to, right? So, going back to the subject matter. Damn it. Oh my God, Michael hella tricked me. I looked at all the cards in this deck. I was so caught up in what I was saying, and so I just like automatically followed what he was saying, and he said reshuffle the deck. Reshuffling the deck. I'm hungry. Card number 35. Conscious connections. So this card usually represents this, disconnect. I guess y'all are connected. Whoever this is for you, you're actually connected. I want to look through the whole deck. He says, don't look through the deck. Okay. I'm just like clearing out any bullshit from the deck. So we have Legacy of Light in reverse. You've forgotten how magical you are. This card has come out 2 days in a row. 2 days in a row. Okay. Card number 18. Spirals of Manifestation. Queen of Hearts. I want to look in the deck. I so want to look at the deck. I'm going to be in trouble if I look at the deck. She feels, she knows. She got a black eye. Okay, I won't. Spirals of Manifestation. You are manifesting anything you need to experience, including the difficult times. You got to make sure that you're consciously harnessing this ability to manifest. Card number 33, Heaven Sent. Allowing yourself to receive all the things, including connections that you need in your life. You know what I'm saying? Card number 30. My heart is pounding. Card number 30, the perfection of your life. We don't need no water. Let the mother fluffer burn. Burn, mother. Okay. No, you don't need to burn anything. So the perfection of your life, these are just cycles that you go through. Don't take things so seriously, Michael says. Says the guy with no sense of humor. He goes, what? I don't know. Card number 26. Relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. I'm wondering if right now it's actually your own shadows that are wafting around you. I'm wondering if it's your shadows that are causing you to wonder more and more and more about who you are, where you're headed. About who should be allowed in your life. There's no storm, or you're kind of somewhat addicted to that rain, It's almost like this addiction to the rain, addiction maybe to pain, to hurting, to, I don't know. Be the hunter, not the hunted. This is about receiving, allowing yourself to receive versus constantly giving. And yeah, no, you haven't been doing that. So allow yourself to finally receive whatever is rightfully yours. Allow yourself to receive the kind of love and possibly adoration that you're needing. Card number 16. What you want wants you. Allowing yourself to receive the very thing that you actually want. Card number 22. She feels. She knows. You can feel it. You know exactly whatever it is that you're trying to do. You know what it is. You know the ways in which you're hurting yourself, harming yourself, your emotional growth. I'm putting things in the deck. Your emotional growth and all of that. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You're conscious of it. You'd be like, no, I don't. Yeah, you do. You're highly intuitive. You're highly intuitive. Ooh, someone's eating some sort of like what is that? It's like Costco stuff. Costco food. Like a chicken bake. What is that? Is someone eating a chicken bake? I've never eaten chicken bake before, so I don't know what that tastes like. All right. I'm going to pull some cards out of my shit talking deck so we can talk some shit appropriately. All right. Hold on. These are all the cards. Okay. I had my son get my niece a toy. And it's the most obnoxious toy. It goes, hoo, 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 and it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop, but it cracks me up because I don't have to live there. So, Page of Wands, a loyal person, trusted friend, a stranger with good intentions, a bearer of important news. I think that's you. I think you're the one that's a good friend, a trusted person, a loyal person, an emissary. And then we have, I think eventually I'll end up memorizing cards. Eventually. I mean, it's only been like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. No, I don't think I'm going to be able to memorize anything. An experienced and successful leader, a person of character and intelligence. Okay, reliable partner, wise investment, ability to acquire money and valuable possessions. So there are things that are coming up that really are leading towards a good period. A good period as is defined by everybody, where it could be financial, it could be romance, it could be familial. Just a really, really good period. These are very positive cards. But delays will prove necessary, okay? The Empress. It's about the progress that you're making within your journey. So let's see. Feminine progress, fruitfulness, accomplishment, marriage, children, feminine influence, ability to motivate others. I think you're motivating someone just by your existence. I really, truly do. The World in reverse. Disappointment, failure to face facts, indecision, divorce, procrastination, theft, alienation of affections. Damn, we just said it was going good. World in the palm of your hands, new opportunities, but it's in reverse. So that tells me you're not allowing yourself to. Do I need to get out a wooden spoon? Do I need to spank your freaking hand? Stop pushing things away. Just y'all need to travel with a wooden spoon, like a little one. You could even do those little like frosting spatulas. You find that at Walmart. It's like this big. keep that in your pocket or your purse. And whenever you start pushing things away, like really just thwack your hand, like thwack your hand with it. Because you need to learn to stop pushing things away. Opportunities, people who love you, genuine friendships. Stop pushing that away. And then the things you hold on to, like heartbreak, abandonment, rejection. How many of you can say, and I don't know if this is like a Piscean empath thing or not, but I've seen this where the person that really, really wants you and would treat you well, like you're really not interested. It's just like they're kind of not your type, you know? But oh no, the person who has no time for you only reaches out when they want some boom boom pow. um, you know what I mean? Like you work so hard for that attention. Do I need to gift you with a wooden spoon? How are you going to have space in your life for that kind of bullshit? But the thing that will actually help you to heal is a thing that's not your type. Okay. Okay. That's fine. I'm sorry, my energy is a bit intense. My energy is a bit intense right now. So, I'm not trying to shame nobody. I'm not trying to shame nobody. I'm trying to bring your attention to some of the self-sabotaging things that you do. And then you wonder why you're not happy. You wonder why there's no one this, no one that. I don't know that a lot of people do this, but I've seen it quite a bit. I've seen it even when I was in high school. Like quite a bit. I've seen it. I've seen it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And then the same people go around like, "Oh, all blah 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 are dogs." Let me just I'm scared to let it be because what if I'm wrong again and I get hurt again? Brandon, you're still with us. You've been hurt so many times and you still continue to exist and you're still capable of love. That's why you're scared. If you are incapable of love, there would be no investment in that and you wouldn't be afraid of losing something. So what's that tell me? It tells me your perception of yourself and your life is distorted, not that you're broken. It's not that you're broken. It's not that you're weak. The truly strong people can be hurt repeatedly and still have it within them to love other people. But yes, they'll have that fear. Yes, they'll have that hesitation. But recognize. I watched Dune last night. It's about the spice. I watched Dune last night and yeah. How dare you use the voice on me? Stop it, child. Stop it, child. Refocus. The new Dune. I'm about to watch the old Dune so I could be reminded as to what happens until the next set of the Dune thingies come out. Yeah. He's like, oh, I don't want to ruin it for you guys. I'm like, why you tripping, boo? Why you tripping? The things you're seeing, that tells you. Like, is all good. It's all good. I'm like, stop crying in my head. I'm yelling at the screen. Stop crying. It's all good. And then I had to tell myself, like, I know you're not pep talking the movie. I know you're not pep talking the movie. Oh yeah, girl. The old Dune came out like, I don't know, 70s or 80s. Okay, so Ace of Pentacles, money coming in, divine wish being granted. No, money is currency. Currency is energy. So there's this energy coming in, and your divine wish is about to be granted. Hello, 1111 portal. What is the date today? It's already the 3rd. I have time. Wait. When is 1111? Let's see. Let us see. Okay. So next Thursday. All right. Maybe we can do a fire ceremony. This new place I'm in actually has a window that can be opened. I can burn a lot of things indoors. No, 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 no. Not a lot of things. So let's see. 10 of Pentacles in reverse, bad odds, possible loss, hazard, robbery, loss of inheritance, dissipation, and gambling. The hell did I tell you guys? What the hell did I tell you guys? Let that pessimism go. You are manifesting everything that you obsess over. You're literally manifesting the things that you obsess over. You know what I obsess over? Sleep, food, plants. Lots of plants. That's what I obsess over, and that's what I manifest. Everything else, I'm kind of just like, we'll figure it out. Good things, awesome. Bad things, we'll figure it out. No biggie. No biggie. Oh, that's easy for you, Emmie, because no, not because. It's a choice that I make. It's a choice that I make. Well, that's because you don't understand what. No, 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 no. I was the same exact way when I was stuck in a parking lot for how many months? No electric, no water, no nothing. So don't give me that shit. Don't give me that shit. I've been through a lot in life and it hasn't turned me bitter. That's a choice that I made. If you are bitter, you chose to see your life in that way. It's a choice. It's a choice. And people are like, oh my God, these people did so much to you, Emmie. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. I needed to learn the lesson to that degree. I refused to learn it. I kept avoiding it. So that's why it smacked in the ass the way it did. It's like I said, it's a choice. But they didn't have to be mean to you. Okay, but if I'm not learning it and you're nice to me, how else would I learn it? Soul is efficient. It's a choice. I took down a video a few weeks back. I was being a rotten ass little mofo during the live stream, not towards you guys, but towards Michael. I didn't want to talk about certain topics that he wanted to bring up. And I was talking back. I was using a lot of bad words. I was just being real rotten. And then he asked me, is this your final decision? Held to my guns. Yeah, no, it's my final decision. I'm absolutely sure. You guys remember that? How did that end? How did that end? With me hurting my own damn feelings. Yeah. I hurt my own damn feelings. Exactly. It ended with me crying. Why? Because he poked one of my insecurities of failing. That's my own doing. He didn't yell at me. He didn't verbally attack me. He wasn't trying to be mean. He needed to reset me and my attitude. All right. We'll make you cry then. I chose that. He repeatedly asked me. He repeatedly encouraged me. Like, just, are you sure? Are you sure? There's nothing someone else needs to understand about how and why your life went the way it did and how or why you responded to your life the way you did. You just need to make a choice. When you find yourself making excuses, even in your own head, you're being given confirmation that you're actually the problem in your life. You are your only problem. And everything that spins off from you creating problems for yourself, that's what you experience. That's what you experience. It's a symptomatic presentation of your internal toxicity. I was very good at hiding my toxicity for a long time. Very, very self-controlled all the freaking time. And just because I don't let it be seen, I don't let it be known, does that suddenly negate the presence of my own internal toxicity? No, it doesn't. How did I know this? The very things that I was the most insecure about are the very things that people would say as they tried to attack me. That I'm a demon, that I'm demonic, that I'm evil, and like people shouldn't be able to do what I do. And that's because I sold my soul to the devil. I mean, you guys hearing me say that right now, does that feel like absolutely asinine? Do I seem demonic to you? Or do I seem a little bit spicy? Spicy grilled fish. Is that what I am? Or am I demonic? When was the last time you saw me hurt someone intentionally or be malicious? When was the last time I celebrated other people's pain? Have you ever witnessed me doing that? And it's this thing of like, why are these people saying these things? Is it because it's the truth? Is it because like, oh my God, now, oh my God, oh my God. And then it was like, you jealous bitches. I'm not demonic, you jealous bitches. You tried to kill me. I didn't even do anything to you. Yeah. Yeah. My BFF, Piscean. Yeah, no, she got someone to help. Yeah. And it was a time where I really felt like I deserved it. So on my birthday, it's my birthday, you guys. On my birthday, someone literally tried to cause a cardiac arrest. And instead of shielding from it, I allowed it in. Like that's, it wouldn't get in if I wasn't evil. So I because I'm probably am. I'm probably evil. And this is just my karma. Do you see how we do that to ourselves? You see how we do that to ourselves? Yeah. I should have went to the ER, but I didn't. I should have, but I didn't. It wasn't an energy thing. It wasn't. It was a literal cardiac arrest thing. You know what it feels like? When your heart starts to consider stopping, you know what kind of pain that is? That period of my life, I only ate maybe 5 types of foods. Didn't drink any sodas. I don't even drink tea. I don't have caffeine. I don't smoke. I don't even take over the counter prescriptions, over the counter, nothing, nothing. I know what it feels like to have a heart attack. It might be if I have forgotten. And you still watch my stuff too. I haven't gotten to the point yet where I want to correct you, but just know I haven't forgotten. You really should be scared too. You really should be scared. That's not a threat at all. I say you should be scared because eventually you'll find someone who doesn't have my integrity. They're gonna fuck you up. And I'm not gonna protect you. I'm gonna pop my popcorn and I'm just gonna watch. It's not my job to save you from yourself, you wicked ass little fucking bitch. You wicked ass fucking bitch. So that's the first time I've actually allowed myself to be irritated by it. Would y'all believe the Piscean in me was like, it's okay. Like, she lost her mom. She has no one. She's lived like such a traumatized life. She just doesn't know any better. No, not no more. That whole storyline, not no more. Pisceans, we crazy like that. Like, people can be like really legit trying to kill you. And we'll be like, well, they just don't have anyone. They don't have anyone because they're wicked. Wicked. Yeah. Some people are wicked as fuck. Uh-huh. Yeah. But see, here's the thing. The only reason it entered into my field was because I allowed it. I convinced myself I needed to be punished for what? For what? For working? Because people are drawn to me, feel safe with me? What did I have to apologize for? For being who I am, for existing? What was it? What else should I apologize for? And I'm sure there are plenty of Pisceans and empaths who are sick and tired of having to be sorry that you're a good person. Keep being a good person. Keep being a good person. Just keep being a good person. I found the biggest fuck you I could ever do was to be an even better person, to dive deeper into my truth, to allow myself to blossom even more, to allow more people to witness me in my most authentic, most vulnerable moments, to not be afraid of that, where you could see these different parts of me and know I'm a real person. And you don't love me because of my branding. You don't love me because of my products, because I make you feel bougie, because I make you feel elite, but because you see the power that I have and I make you feel like you're my equal. Like, it's actually a real potentiality. Like, you are my equal. What? I really could be her equal. No, not could be. You are. Except for wicked little bitch. You're not my equal. You're a fucking toadstool. I wouldn't even drag my ass across your face if I ran out of toilet paper. You dirty little shit talker. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's like, oh, Emmie, that was years ago. Get over it. No, no. It should tell you something that's taken me years to be fucking upset about it. Because don't tell me to get over something that I don't even allow myself to process. And, maybe you guys need to feel that way too. When you don't allow yourself to process things for so long, and then finally one day you decide to process, and it just so happens that's the day that someone's witnessing it, and they're like, oh my God, that was so long ago. Get over it. No, how about fuck you? How about excuse yourself from my presence? This is me in the process of getting over it. You don't like it? You could kick rocks. Gather all your little crystals, go halfway down the block, make a left, go back where you got me fucked up and kick rocks over there. Fuck you. How about that? How about that? Mhm. Someone once told me that I had a mouth on me. And then I replied, the better to tell you off with. Bitch! What? The better to tell you off with. I mean, God gave it to me. I should use it. That's how you show your gratitude. I'm just saying. What? My dad used to say, like, you got a lot to say for someone with such a small mouth. I'm fucking efficient. It's not the size that matters. It's the way you use it. Fuck you too, Dad. I'm just saying. I'm not kidding. I'm not sorry. I'm not taking it back. Strength in reverse. Pettiness. Hey, that was given to me, okay? That level of petty was given to me. I need to use it to show my gratitude. Strength card in reverse. Pettiness. Impotence. Sickness. Lack of faith. Abuse of power. Okay, so there's a difference between being efficient and just being rotten. So no, draw a line and know it. Draw a line and know it. I'm just saying. Okay. Feeling unsafe. Let's see. Feeling unsafe. Someone feels unsafe. Ace of Cups. Change, erosion, instability, sterility, unrequited love. False heart. Inconsistency. So that's what we're leaving behind. Just leave that behind. We're not claiming none of that. You know how they do on TikTok? Like, I claim no energy from this video. Like, you open the video. And the time that it took you to write that, you've exposed yourself. It's in your field. Totally not joking. They took away my like button. YouTube is a bitch. Fucking dirty sandwich. Did they really take away my like button? These motherfuckers. Good thing my sense of self is not determined by the like button. They've also restricted my reach. YouTube has greatly restricted my reach. And I don't care. So 6 of Wands in reverse. Indefinite delays, fear, apprehension, disloyalty, superficial benefit. Okay, so indefinite delays. Refresh your page, Catherine. So I assume whoever this is for you, they're not going to be reaching out anytime soon. I almost wonder if they're in a relationship. See, that's starting out all wrong right there. Yeah, no, that's starting out all wrong right there. If they're in a relationship and they're watching you, we're just going to leave that alone. We need to set that down. That's just, I don't know. All right. A journey, advancement into the unknown, alteration, flight, absence, change of residence. So, okay, maybe that's where they're exiting. I don't know. Excuse me. All I know is this. If you interact with someone new, do not let them get in if they have a relationship. Like, no, for real. See what I'm saying? Michael found a different way. This mother freaking fracker. There she is. No, that's not how the story goes. Okay, so here, look. So the Empress card, right? And then he was like, I was like, well, you're reshuffling the deck. And I was, what? I'm done. He goes, you weren't done. I reshuffled the deck. Oops. And he goes, hey, pull from the shit talking deck. We need to talk some shit. Pull from the shit talking deck. We need to talk some shit. Some shit. Some shit. Totally delaying. All right. And then then this card comes out, the Emperor card, stability or stabilizing influence coming into your life. Because as the world knows, every empress needs an emperor. And then it's like, no, that's not how the story plays out. Because as I pull the cards out, Queen of Wands, you magical fucking queen. Like offering him whatever that is, a sunflower. Girl, don't give him no flowers. Mhm. Positive, fiery, outspoken. Whatever. Let me see. Queen of Wands, a sympathetic and understanding person, friendly, loving, chaste, practical, charming, gracious hostess. Yeah, whatever. Mm. All right. Let me just worldly power, confidence, wealth, stability, authority, indomitable spirit, war making tendencies, male influence. So you got all this action happening, and then it's kind of like encouraging you to be the Queen of Wands energy. And then we have the Justice card, justice, balance, harmony, equity, righteousness, virtue, and honor. This is not going to necessarily be a bad thing. We're just going to let that ride. Rolling. They hating. Trying to catch me riding dirty. We don't ride dirty. We just don't. So, because I said this in the past before, I had this theory that I just want to kind of correct. I don't know if it's just his luck or what, but I just kind of want to correct this. I had this theory that if you are driving out of state with expired tags, that they're not going to care. They're not going to pull you over. That theory has been disproven twice in 2 different states. So please don't listen to me for any type of advice like that. I mean, it wasn't advice. It was just like I was sharing my like theory. My theory has been debunked. So don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. Let's find the card. We have the Moon card, deception, twilight, obscurity, intuition, disillusionment, danger, bad influence, ulterior motives, false friends. Okay. Ooh, I think someone's back and forth about something. Back and forth. Let me see you go back, forth and forth. Wanna see you go. Y'all. Let me just shuffle this deck because I don't want to rehash these cards. I'll get you guys a final card. I don't even want to interpret any of this. I just don't. I don't know what it means. I kind of do, but I don't know if it applies to the collective whole. So we're just going to leave that alone. We're going to maintain our sodium levels for today in regards to our attitude. We're going to pull the last card, read you some poetry, and lay this puppy to bed. All right. Let's get you the card. Yeah, my sodium level is increasing. My internal sodium. Okay. Mm-hmm. Card number 3. The dissolving light. I died as mineral and became a plant. I died as plant and rose to animal. I died as animal and I became human. Why should I fear anything? When was I ever less by dying? Dare to take my hand and become set alight with holy fire, my cherished one. Step forward with me. Let us burn together, dissembled in the light that cannot be extinguished. This is a light that burns with such incandescent truth that no falsehood can withstand its audacious vibrancy. Come with me now to the light. Together we shall melt into truth. There's a light so intense, so powerful that nothing other than itself, its own truth, can exist in its presence. It's the sacred seed, the star of your being, lit up from within. It's the light that never goes out. It's the light that's so powerful it's beyond duality of light and dark, cannot ever be extinguished or diminished, and quite simply beyond all logic. It just is. Certainly no lie or deception, no boundary or defense can remain intact in its presence. The blazing divinity of this light sears through any pretense, annihilates illusions, and takes us into stark experience of divine truth. It is gentleness, and yet it cannot be overcome. It is enduring power, and yet it is tender. Though you seek the divine and even know it is love, you also know that it's fierce, wild, inexplicable, and demanding beyond all measure. It wants you completely, utterly, without condition. There will be times in your life, such as now, when there is something not worthy of you that must be released. This is a falsehood, a lie or deception of some sort that you've come to believe about yourself, your life, or perhaps even about another. You may know what that deception is, or it may be about to be unveiled. It's not a cause for fear or concern, but for celebration. An illusion has or soon will be realized, and you shall become freer, free in a way that only truth can provide. This oracle comes to you as a sign of that which is to come, and soon. The beloved divine presence is calling to you, igniting within you your deepest being, so that it may have its way with you. The divine wishes to live through you and into the world, reaching into the hearts of many and igniting those hearts into greater life. It is a clever and insatiable lover. It will stop at nothing until the entire human race is restored to the wild divine freedom of ecstatic divine reunion, completely and utterly ignited in love. And so the great lover, the divine, calls for you to enter into the white hot field of its passionate presence. There will be a sizzle and burn. It cannot be otherwise. In the height of summer, you cast aside the layers of clothing you require in the winter. This is natural. You don't think twice about it. As you approach the radiant sun of divinity, your emotional and psychological layers are to be shed too, for they are too heavy for the heat of the great spiritual sun. What cannot stand the heavenly heat is to be cast aside swiftly by conscious choice. Conscious choice. Or shall simply burn up, dissolving in the light and melting away. What is left shall be what is true. So here is your guidance. Sweet lover of the great beloved, give it up, the smallness, the conditions, the fears and doubts, the lack of reverence for yourself and life, the belief that somehow things are not okay or aren't going to work out. This is all a paltry attempt at truth. You are coming into a truth now that's far more worthy of you, a truth with a capital T, the big truth. Love, trust, surrender. This is about a sacred shedding without fear of holding back. Cast aside whatever would hold you back rather than free you to fly into your divine destiny. You are not to be the same from this moment on. This is the holy word, the word inscribed in living divine fire in your sacred heart. This oracle brings you guidance. Trust in your changing perspective and perceptions. Don't hold on to what you once believed or thought to be true. Allow yourself to be shown another version of events, another way of perceiving. Don't focus on what's not working in your current situation. Don't focus on what's not working in your estimation of things, for that is nothing more than a passing opinion. You are being given an opportunity to see and know yourself. Others, in particular life circumstances, are very differently than what you thought. Embrace it. Don't resist what's being shown to you, for even if there are some struggles in adjusting your view at first, ultimately, this change in perception will free you and bring you more deeply into the wellspring of your own inner peace and happiness. You're coming back home to yourself. That divine beloved is simply helping guide the way, holding that light as you walk your path. They cannot walk it for you. They cannot. That was not their job. It's not their job to make you happy. It's not their job to walk for you. It's for you to decide for yourself, to make decisions that are not the same as what you've decided before. Those decisions that you always choose, those options that you always choose that lead to the same suffering circumstance. Sometimes it's the way you perceive that causes you to suffer the most. And it's not about blame, it's about accountability. It's about taking responsibility for the way your thoughts, your perceptions, your expectations that lead to the manifestations are the very things that make you miserable. Life is perfect when you see it as such. And if you can't see it as perfect, even in that place of lacking, even in that place of being deprived what you thought you were entitled to, because in that, I mean, aren't you learning? Aren't you learning that your disappointment comes from your expectations and your soul knows better? Yesterday, so I'm diabetic, right? It's typically diet controlled. Typically. Yesterday, I saw Skittles on the dining room table. And so I took a handful as I was heading out the door. I took a handful. Something in me, I can't tell if it was my heart or my mind. There was something inside me that said, "You're going to regret this. You know you shouldn't have that." I distinctly remember telling myself, "No, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's only a little bit. I'm fine." No sooner than maybe 10, 15 minutes after leaving the house, I was not fine. For a while, I was not fine. Almost passed out at Home Depot. Almost did a face plant into the pebbles. I was trying to buy bags for my garden. Basically, I was wearing so many layers, and I started taking layers off in the garden section of Home Depot. And my husband happened to be in a different part of the store, and I just was like, "Where is he?" I didn't bother getting on my phone to call him and let him know, like, "Hey, I'm gonna die in the garden section." And, I chose that. I chose that suffering. I chose that. I take responsibility for everything I decide. Was it someone else's fault? Was that my husband's job to tell me, like, "You shouldn't eat that"? No, I'm an adult. I'm an adult. And the more I try and pass off the buck to someone else, the more I disempower myself. These are choices that you make. So make choices that support your growth, support your healing, support your peace. Just choose you. Choose you. You don't have to fully understand. You don't have to control. You don't have to do anything but be present. Select options that are presented to you and then live through the effects of what those options will give you. Excuse me. Life is not as horrible as we make it out to be. It's not. People think I live such a blessed life because I choose to have it blessed. Not because things are easy for me, not because I have every material thing that I want and need, not because I'm wealthy and, all of these things that people think, well, that's why you're peaceful. I know a lot of people who are like ridiculously wealthy. A lot. Um, and it kind of makes me sad because these are the people, most of them are the saddest people that I know. It didn't bring them happiness. It didn't bring them peace. And a lot of my aversion to money and wealth ties into that perception that maybe money is the root of all evil. But is it? I've never done anything evil with money. Every time I've earned it, I've been giving it away. I've been helping people. So, how is money the root of all evil? Money doesn't grow itself. So, how can it be roots? You have to already have toxic roots for money to multiply them. And finally, one day I came to the realization that I was afraid to step into my true purpose that would bring a type of abundance that I didn't really want. I just want a simple life, y'all. And why didn't I want this abundance? Because I thought it was going to change me. I was afraid that it was going to be something that would turn me ugly, greedy, selfish. And I've had many, many conversations with Michael over the years about I'm a stubborn AF mofo. I am stubborn AF. Nothing's changing me at this point. And having money just makes it easier for me to be who I actually am, which is a giver, a lover, someone who empowers people, a warrior. That won't be changed because that's not who I am. Anything outside of those things, I'm not. I'm not. So you're afraid of the changes, yet you cling to the way of living that's not in alignment with who you actually are, what you actually need. Correct, ocean lover. People often say money is evil because it's off the Bible, but to my knowledge, the Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. Even the devil can quote scripture. I'm not saying you're the devil, ocean lover. I'm saying people listen to words that come off forked tongues. When you quote scripture to further your own toxicity, yikes. There's so much in the Bible that are typos. When Jesus was talking about it would be much easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for, a bad person to enter into the gates of heaven. Yeah, that was a typo. It wasn't the eye of a needle. It was that entry that's used to enter into the city portion. The bigger cities were fortified. They had a wall surrounding the city, and there was this entry point that you needed to use to get into the city to trade and barter and buy things in the marketplace. Sometimes we're immersed in situations, environments that we think like, oh my God, I can't believe I was part of that. But I realize I was put in that to understand it from the inside out. What more efficient way to dismantle it? I'm a Catholic, baptized and confirmed. I have all my sacraments. What better way to undo the work of forked tongues than to be born in it? I don't regret anything in my life. Yup, we got some smart people. Bible means babble in Hebrew, and that means to confuse. The Bible is full of half-truths. It once had more truths than just half, and then certain councils occurred. In particular, Council of Nicaea. We're not gonna talk about that, though. You guys, make your choices. Don't push people away that have the capacity to love you unconditionally. Don't allow yourself to be afraid of change. Change is the only constant. Okay. Don't afraid of death. Death again is the only constant. Michael said the other day, life is terminal. How true. It's what you do between birth and your last breath. That's the most powerful and profound thing. So live a profound life, make it a choice, make it a conscious decision. Okay, guys? Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Make sure it's set to all if you'd like to receive all. I might be coming live later on today to do expedites, readings, things like that. If that's something that you're needing, come check it out. I'm either going to go live later today or tomorrow. Depends on how I'm feeling later in the day. I've just been tired lately. So yeah, or I might just sleep and do it tomorrow. I don't know. Who knows? Okay, I'm over my eyebrow now. Now that the live stream's done, I'm over my eyebrow. Thank you guys so much for sharing this space with me. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Oh God, Michael is just 1122 again at 86%, 11/3/2021. Love you guys. Bye.